Hi everyone, welcome to Little Bundle of Art. In this video I want to show you 3 vintage grungy Toadstool journals I made. I'm also testing a new microphone, so please let me know in a comment what you think of the sound in this video. I really want to improve the quality of my videos. It will also help me if you give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Before I go on and show you these journals, I want to let you know that I'm giving away one of these journals. If you'd like to join that giveaway, you have to follow me on Instagram. I will put a link in the description below. So if you want to win one of these beautiful journals, then please join me on Instagram as well. So let's take a look at the journals now. They are all similarly made and they are all in a toadstool theme, but they all have their own color, green, red and yellow, as you can see. I got inspired to do that because of a digital I had, Ferns and Mushrooms by Artymaze, and in that digital kit she had a background paper. I used it here on the front as well. And that background paper came in 3 colors, green, red and yellow. So instead of using those combined in one journal, I decided to create 3 separate colored journals. And I really like how they turned out. I think this is also a great tip for beginners and also for people who might be a bit afraid to use color in their junk journaling. To pick one color and use that color on a background of neutrals. I think it will always look great whatever you do, because you only picked one color. And it's a great way to start using more vibrant colors if you aren't used to it. For example, this red is very vibrant, and yellow is also a color that I really came to love more because of this journal that I created, and I found that this was quite popular on Instagram as well. I think people really like my work because I use these more vibrant colors on a background of neutrals and vintage papers and tea-dyed papers. I think it works really well, so I want to give you that tip as well if you want to use more color in your junk journaling. Let's start with the yellow journal. So for the covers I used an envelope with a window, and I folded the envelope. I want to show you this. So I recycled envelopes that I had in the mail, and instead of folding it like this, I folded it like this to get a skinny tall journal. And I had just enough room to create the spine, so I couldn't add a lot of signatures because of that, but I added one signature with grungy papers, and I created this look that they all are kind of poking out. I love that. I added a golden Toadstool charm to each journal and a sari silk bow. Let me remove that. Oh, and I wanted to tell you I crinkled up that envelope and then painted it in a burnt umber color, I think. Yeah, I used acrylic paints from New Amsterdam, and that creates kind of this faux leather look. I love that. So let me untie this bow. Let's see how I do that. Okay. So then I used also 2 faux leaves on the front. Behind the window I put a digital. I think this is by CreativeArtNnSoul. And here I added some book page, a digital by Artymaze, the ones that I was talking about. And then a beautiful vintage Toadstool image from a vintage book. And I fussy cut that out. It was a lot of work. There are some beads on the binding thread. And let's show the inside. On the inside I used some vintage music paper. I think this is real. Yeah, this was a real one. Sometimes I tea-dye them as well, so I was kind of wondering which type of music paper it was, but this one is real vintage. This is a digital by CreativeArtNnSoul, and what I did for the digitals is I printed them like you would normally do for a normal sized junk journal, but then I only used half of the page, so half of an A4, and which makes it an A5. And then I folded that A5 also vertically. So I got these really long, tall, skinny pages, which is perfect for this journal. This is a coffee dyed doily, a really large one that I also used as a page. An antique book page. There's a tag. I think that image is from Pink Monarch Prints. Here I used a stamp of a fairy door and a toadstool. More of that vintage music paper. And some washi tape down the center to strengthen some of these vintage pages. This is the digital by Artymaze I was talking about. This one is in yellow, of course, for this yellow journal. And this is by Artymaze as well. I did some splattering with golden and white paint throughout this journal as well. Some vintage book page. Here's a tag, let me see if I can get it, with a wax seal of a toadstool, some golden box on it. I love that tag. I created one of these tags for each of the journals with a wax seal. Like that. More stamping, more vintage papers. A doily, a smaller one. And I kind of tore the edges of the papers a bit and inked them up to make it a bit more grungy. This is splattering with coffee and paint. Here's another tag. I used a bit of that faux leaf again. This is the center page, and I used some butterflies. You have to flatten them a bit, because they, when the journals close, they will kind of close as well. I think this is really fun. I created these 3D butterflies inspired by Louis Heinzel with some stamping. I did this in each of the journals, and these digitals are by CreativeArtNnSoul, and the nice thing about those digitals are that she had them in the right colors as well, green, red and yellow, so I could use all these butterflies in the right colors for each journal. Here's a tag with the background of a digital and another of those vintage images from that vintage Toadstool book I used. Digital by Artymaze again. Here's another tag with a vintage Toadstool image. I love that yellow color. On the background there's a digital by CreativeArtNnSoul. On the back of the tag, I mean. The background is a vintage book page. Vintage music paper again. Here's an embellishment with a fake leaf. I thought this leaf would be nice to balance it out a bit with the front leaves. So it pokes out. And here's another tag with a butterfly this time. So there are some butterflies in this journal as well. I guess you could call it a toadstool and butterfly journal. Bit of sari silk. This is the other side of the doily. And you can see how large the doily is. So I folded it around this book page. And then we are at the end of the journal. I need to add my little bundle of art stamp to these journals. I didn't do that yet. So I will probably sell the other two journals. So if you participate in the giveaway, but you don't win the giveaway, you can always check out my Etsy shop to buy one of these journals. Let's go to the red one now. I really love this one as well. So I don't need to explain all the things I did before because I created this journal the exact same way. So it's the same cover, just with another image and a red digital background and some red fake leaves this time. And some red beads. And these digitals are from CreativeArtNnSoul again. This is the digital by Artymaze. And I even, you can see even the order of the pages are pretty similar. With the doily. It was just easy for me to create 3 of the same journals but in another color theme. So this is a very similar tag with the box seal, but then in red. With the Toadstool's charm again. The doily, some vintage paper, some kind of ledger or notes, I don't know. Here's another tag. And here's the center page with the butterflies again. But then in red. So it's a bit of a different image. But it's the same idea. A tag with a vintage image from the vintage Toadstool book. You can hardly see where the digital ends, but this leaf I cut out from the Toadstool book. So it took me quite some time, but I think the result is very beautiful. Very happy with it. And Grungy papers, tie-dye doily. Here's another tag with another fussy cut image from the vintage Toadstool book. I added a label by Tracy Fox. Oh, let's put it a bit more like that. Oh, and I used red ink this time for the stamped images. And of course red washi tape. And red sari silk. So that's the red journal. Let's go to the green one. I love the two colors of this sari silk because I used a bit of different greens for this one. It's not all the same green. I have like the darker green and the more lighter green, so I think it blends really well to have the multiple colors of green in the sari silk as well. And I like this digital also in the window. And these digitals by CreativeArtNnSoul are really beautiful as well in the green color. And this is the Artymaze digital. Maybe I need to put these a bit to the side. I hope I'm in frame with this journal. And here I used green ink to stamp the fairy door. I love this blue paper, vintage paper. I think it's, I don't know from which year it is. Maybe I can see on the other side. It's like a ledger again. Or no, not a ledger, how would you say that? It's like a vintage bill. And here's the center. The green journal has 4 butterflies because the digital had 4 butterflies in a row. So love that one. Here's a tag. Oh, let's show you the back as well. Here's the other side of that paper. Oh, there's a date here, but I think it's visible on this side then. Yeah, it's 1952. It's from 1952, this paper. I love it. I love the, it's kind of a more blue color, but I think it blends really well with the green. And there's blue in these digitals too, so a bit of blue. Here's a fuzzy cut image from the vintage Toadstool book. I love these edges. It's kind of brittle paper, this vintage paper, so. Vintage music paper. Another tag. with butterflies and sari silk. And that's the last page. So let me know in the comments what you think of these journals, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel as well. And I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to join the giveaway on my Instagram account. Bye!